Hi, my name's Ewan and welcome to the fourth video for the Ministry of Education. I'm continuing on the theme of UK culture in the UK. This is the fourth video. We've already talked about what is the UK in the first video. We talked about the four countries that make up the UK: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. And we looked at some of the distinct characteristics of those four countries that make up the whole of the UK. We then went on to talk about UK festivals. We talked about both the traditional festivals, for example, Christmas, New Year, Easter. And then we also looked at some more unusual festivals in the UK. For example, the Gloucestershire Cheese Rolling Festival, the Malden Mud Race Festival. And then in the last video, we looked at UK food. We looked at maybe the reputation of UK food being not so good, but then we also looked at some UK food that tastes good and is very popular. So in this video, I want to talk about UK music. The video is divided into four parts. I'll give a brief introduction. I'll give you some feedback from the MOE staff that I asked in a quick survey. I will talk about the famous types of music in the UK, the famous genres of music, as we say. And lastly, I'll just give a brief conclusion to the video. So let's go straight in to the introduction. My thinking is, are people interested in UK music? Are people in Taiwan interested in UK music? And I definitely think they are, even though they might not know it. What kind of music is there in the UK? What different kinds of genre are being listened to, being made, being played in the UK? This video has been the most difficult video to make because there's simply just too much to say. There's an awful lot to say about UK music, and I've had to choose and edit the choices and all the information that I've included in the video. So I haven't been able to include everything, so if I've missed out your favorite music or your favorite band, I'm sorry. You can come and talk to me in class. You can come to my office hours to talk about music. That will be fine. I would enjoy that. Let's talk briefly about what MOE staff say about UK music. So firstly, I asked them about what did they think about the UK music? What's the first thing that they would say about UK music? And of course, some people didn't have any idea about UK music because they're not really thinking maybe about the UK and music. But some of the staff have some very good ideas about UK music. Let me just bring up a screen. Okay, one of the staff talked about the band, the boy band, Take That, which is a very famous boy band from the UK. And this guy on the left, Robbie Williams, went on to become a very famous solo singer and very well known. Some other staff mentioned Adele, and she is currently a very famous singer. One of her famous songs is Set Fire to the Rain, so you may know that. Other staff mentioned Ed Sheeran, and he being a famous musician from the UK. Some other people mentioned these guys, Cats. Cats is actually a famous musical, and it has been to Taiwan. They have done a performance in Taiwan, and this is another genre of music that is very well known from the UK. And lastly, classical music. You know that the UK has strong links with classical music. I went on to ask the staff what kinds of music are famous, and I got One Direction, another boy band called One Direction. Of course, there were some staff that said no idea. We had Queen, which was a very famous pop band, rock band from the UK. And finally, someone mentioned the Beatles. The Beatles are probably one of our most famous bands from the UK. This last band, it's a girl band, the Spice Girls. So no one that I talked to mentioned the Spice Girls, but they are our most well-known girl band from the UK. Lastly, I asked the staff, is music important to you? And they said, yes, very important. Yes, it makes me feel relaxed. Yes, but only in the background. So obviously, music is important, and I asked what kind of music, what genres of music do they like, and they all agreed pop music, popular music. Some staff like classical music, Bach was mentioned, piano music, soft and peaceful music. Someone mentioned Taylor Swift, who's American, which is fine, absolutely wonderful. Country music and Latin music. So someone likes Latin music. My brother is very keen on Latin music. He likes the tango. Particularly, he likes dancing the tango. So in the UK, you will also have people who are very fond of Latin music and Latin culture, really. Okay, so that's what the MOE staff thought about music, which is kind of interesting, and that they have a focus on particular types of music. So let's talk about the UK. Let's talk about the UK, particularly if we look at surveys of the UK, and I've looked at a survey of what kind of music UK people like. And this survey was conducted in 2019. And they listed all the different genres of music that UK people like. Number one was, of course, pop music, popular music. And I checked on another website for the most popular pop songs ever from the UK. And you might be interested to know. Number one was a song called Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. It's a very well-known song. I know that in this video there will be texts at the bottom of the screen, so you can Google Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen. Check it out on YouTube. Do you know this music? Do you like it? That is the most popular song in the UK. The second most popular song in the UK, also a very famous song, is Imagine by John Lennon. The third most popular song is Hey Jude by the Beatles, which, as I mentioned before, one of the most famous bands from the UK. We now skip a few places because they weren't UK artists, and we get to number 6 with Angels by Robbie Williams. And then we drop down to number 8, Wannabe by the Spice Girls, which is the girl band that I mentioned that wasn't mentioned by the MOE staff. And then we continue with number 9 and number 10, Yesterday by the Beatles and Let It Be by the Beatles. So those are the top 10, yeah? Favorite singles, favorite songs in the UK. Not all the places in the top 10 were held by UK musicians, UK artists. There was also some songs by ABBA, which you may know, and also Madonna. So those are the top 10 pop songs that UK people like. I kind of wonder what are the top songs that Taiwanese people like. Pop songs include a lot of different kinds of music, a lot of different genres of music. And we're going to go on to talk about what other kinds of music the UK people like. Before I do that, just want to mention that UK people also like K-pop, Korean popular music. For example, Psy, Gangnam Style, BTS, you might have heard of. Blackpink is also another famous Korea band. UK people also like J-pop. For example, 1OK Rock is now quite popular. And I'm sure that maybe in the future, UK people will like T-pop. And you might ask, what is T-pop? Well, T-pop, of course, is Taiwan pop music, Taiwan popular music. So hopefully in the future, there will be more and a growing industry of Taiwan popular music. Okay, so the second genre of music in the UK that's really popular is rhythm and blues music. For example, the Animals. The Animals were a famous pop group, and the example of this kind of music is The House of the Rising Sun. You might know that song. Along with rhythm and blues, dance music is also very popular. Both kinds of music, about 45% of the UK people said that they enjoy dance music or rhythm and blues. An example of dance music are the Spice Girls, the girl band that I talked about earlier. Next, number 4 is, of course, rock music. Rock music is very popular in the UK. 42% of the people asked in the survey said they listened to and enjoyed rock music. Rock music has as examples Elton John, David Bowie, Rod Stewart, Status Quo, the Rolling Stones, The Who, the Kinks, Queen. So if you know some of those bands, then they're good examples of rock music. And if not, you can check them out on YouTube. The 5th most popular genre of music is hip-hop. Hip-hop music. 35% of people surveyed said they enjoyed hip-hop music. Hip-hop music, I know, is very popular in Taiwan. A lot of students in Taiwan listen to hip-hop. And an example of the kind of hip-hop music that is played in the UK is by Stormzy. Number 6 is easy listening. Easy listening, 34% of people in the UK enjoy easy listening music. Easy music is instrumental recordings of popular songs. So often it will be the music of the song played without the singing, without the lyrics. So you can listen to the music. And this music is played for enjoyment, not just to listen to background music. It's a bit more than just background music. And there are lots of examples of this kind of easy listening music. This is not elevator music. Elevator music is not classed as easy listening music. The next one is rap. Rap music, number 7. 29%, almost 1/3 of those surveyed said they listen to rap music, which is quite surprising. It's quite a large number of people. It's similar to hip-hop music. Rap music involves speaking very quickly in a rhythm, in a beat to music. And it's about speaking quickly. And you actually have a good example of rap music within your culture, within Taiwan's culture. You might know the song called Stranger in the North. I'm not sure what the Chinese name for that popular song is. It's by two music artists. One is called Namawee, who's a Malaysian singer, a Malaysian rapper who raps in Mandarin Chinese. And he sings the song with Wang Li Hom. So Wang Li Hom and Namawee, Stranger in the North. And Namawee is the rapper. And he speaks very fast and he raps in Mandarin Chinese. So it's very unusual, but also very, very good to listen to. So that's an example. Number 8, 26% of people, that's 1 in 4 people, listen to reggae. Reggae is an interesting genre of music. It's from Jamaica, comes from Jamaica and the Caribbean region. Caribbean is close to the USA, Mexico, and South America. And this is from all the people who came to the UK in the 60s and 70s from the Caribbean. They emigrated to the UK, and their music and their culture then started reggae music, and we developed it in the UK. One famous reggae band is called UB40, very well-known band with very, very famous hit songs. Number 9. Indie music. Indie music, and I think you have indie music in Taiwan as well. Indie music is music produced independently from big commercial record labels. So it's music artists deciding not to join big record labels, big music productions, and they want the freedom to produce their own music. So it's independent music. Often a lot of musicians start out as indie musicians. It's like do-it-yourself, DIY music. and they really have to decide whether they want to go major or stay independent. And that's within the nature of musicians. Number 10, which is the last one that I'll just talk about in detail, is country music. And this comes from the blues, church music, Southern gospel music, American folk music. So it's very US orientated. And we also listen to that kind of music. A good example would be Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is really a country music, popular music singer, and her kind of music. That's not all. I'll briefly mention the other genres of music that people in the UK listen to. We also listen to metal genre of music, 20%, blues, 18%, techno, EDM. EDM is electronic dance music. I know that some of my colleagues in MOE like EDM. 17% of people in the UK listen to EDM music. Classical music, opera music. Again, I know some of the MOE staff like popular music. 15% of the UK people in the UK listen to classical music, and we're going to talk a little bit more about classical music in a minute. Punk music, which originated in the UK, about 15%, same as classical music. Heavy metal music, which is a very loud kind of rock music with guitars, 15%. Jazz music, 14%. Folk music, 11%. Grime music, 11%. And lastly, Latin music at 8%. And there are some other subgenres of music that people like to listen to, but I won't go into those details. So that gives you a good overview of the kinds of music, the genres of music that people in the UK listen to. Now I'd like to tell you about music festivals in the UK. Music festivals are very popular and very important for people in the UK. When I was younger, I used to enjoy going to a music festival that was held in my hometown. My hometown is Reading in Berkshire in the UK. And every year there is the 3-day Reading Rock Festival. And I used to go along and spend 1 day or 2 days listening to rock music. And that was very enjoyable. I would like to tell you about another music festival for classical music. And this festival is called the Proms, or the BBC Proms. And this is an 8-week summer season of daily classical music concerts. That means every day for 8 weeks, there is a classical music concert. And usually the concerts are held in the Royal Albert Hall in London, which is a special venue, especially for concerts. This festival was started in 1895 and is now organised and broadcast on radio and TV by the BBC. And recently it is now held across the UK, so not just in London, in England, but also in Wales, in Scotland and in Northern Ireland. And it includes educational events and events for children, so that we can reach a broad audience to get everyone interested and enthusiastic about classical music. This event has been described as the world's largest and most democratic music festival in the world. For me, it is just fun, lively, and interesting. And I can just show you some pictures of the proms. Okay, to give you some idea, here you see the venue, the Royal Albert Hall in London. And this is the inside. It's a very large venue. It's a very special venue made for concerts. It fits a lot of people inside, and a lot of people like to go to the proms. One of the features is the last night of the proms, which is a celebration in the UK. And lots of people go there, get very excited, wave flags. In this picture, you can see lots of UK flags, but you can also see a European Union flag, a German flag, a Swiss flag, a Japanese flag, and there are some Welsh dragons as well amongst there. So people get very excited on this last night of the proms. It's a time when even during a classical music concert, you can make a bit of noise and get excited. So, let me conclude this, this video about music in the UK. Hopefully, you've got an idea that people in the UK like to listen to, and they produce and they make a diverse range of music. And it's this diversity that is very, very important. It covers all tastes, and it is influenced by class, by race, and by gender. These all have an impact on our music. The UK has a rich immigration history, and this is one of the most important factors of why our music is so diverse and why we have so many different genres of music. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.